Hello everyone, welcome back to our Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and as always, thank you so much for the support in the past couple videos, and the channel as a whole. I still can't believe how fast we've been growing, already up to over 300 subscribers, and I couldn't be happier. If you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe, and if you are enjoying this video, please do drop a like. It helps me out a ton, and it helps me get my videos out to more and more people. So after further ado, let's get right into this. We have, on the right hand side of the map, Liquid DeMu as the Holy Roman Empire in the pink. Unreal Pro player, probably like a top 10 player, going to be playing this weekend in the EGC. Very, very popular streamer and YouTuber, so his links will be in the description below. And on the left hand side of the map, we have popular, one of the Spanish bros, LucifroN, in the yellow as the English. Now this is a clash of the Titans, pretty much two top 10 players. They'll probably be facing this weekend or next weekend in the EGC tournament as well, so see who gets the better of each other here today. We have a very classic matchup as the HRE versus the English. I'll also leave LucifroN's link in the description for his YouTube as well. A lot of great tip videos. That being said, a classic, probably one of the most played matchups in the entire game. So to get right into that, in Conquer and Above, the HRE has a 54% win rate on about 574 games. So a pretty big sample size, but it's nothing compared to this next stat, which the HRE has a 52% win rate against the English in 35,000 games across all divisions. This is the most popular matchup, I believe. I can double check later on, but it's definitely one of the most popular. Obviously, the English and the HRE, very, very popular civilizations. So we'll see what they have in store for you today. The last time we saw this matchup, actually DeMu was in it, stole a king in WHAM. If you haven't watched that, I would highly recommend go watching that commentary, that casted game. It was really, really fun to watch. We did see WHAM do a little something different, which we won't be seeing today. We'll be seeing LucifroN going the classic Council Hall, and DeMu will be going the classic Akin Chapel. So both very standard so far. Nothing like we saw in the last video with the 9 scouts. I'm just going to be shouting out all my videos because I want you guys to go watch them all and leave likes and make them blow up so that I can grow even further. Look at, oh no, there we go. Here we go. I dropped these for you guys so you can see what's going on in terms of build orders early on. I know I missed the very first part, and I'm sorry. I did actually switch it, and then I restarted the game because I missed the intro. So this is, you'll have to forgive me. This is all you get a little bit later. I know. I've read the comments. I do hear the feedback, and I tried my best to do them. It's a little bit late. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I did not want to miss a Friday morning video. I've been trying really my best to stick to the schedule. It's working out great so far. Now, as we wait for these two landmarks to build, we see just the pretty standard scouting around the map. HRE got a lot of that gold, pulling it back. A plethora of sheep over here for LucifroN. And we're going to be seeing the use of a straggler tree, which I have to do a lot better at in terms of playing the English. And a lot of you had a lot of great ideas for me to choose my new civ in Season 5. I think I'll be putting that to a vote, I believe, between the top few before I go. Then I'll start to actually practice that for my diamonds here. Looks like we have a cancellation of that barracks. LucifroN did not want to go there. I wonder why. Making a house. So he is housed currently. DeMu going Akin Chapel. Do we see any stone being collected? Not yet. Curious as to why the cancellation. We have a barracks going down for DeMu. So we might be seeing some early man-at-arms. But LucifroN decided that he didn't need to deal with any early aggression in the slightest, so we're just, I guess we're gonna forget that ever happened. We see the remnants of it forever, but moving on as we will. We have a few on gold here for DeMu, and we have an archery range. So actually, Holy Roman Empire going men-at-arms archers? That actually could be pretty decent into the English. I've never really seen it in particular, but you'd have to get a pretty decent mass. But once these men-at-arms got to a critical mass and they had archers behind it, another archery range, This is definitely a new strategy that I mean, it definitely might be more common. I just haven't really seen it in particular. But it does make sense, honestly, because you know what the English player is going to do. They're going to mass Longbowmen. LucifroN unfortunately did cancel his barracks, so he's not going to have any front line at all. Usually you see stables come out from the HRE player. Sometimes you see Longbowmen behind that. But usually stables are the preferred tank of choice because they do so well into this. Ooh, not gonna lose one villager, which is very, very nice. And now LucifroN sees these archers, going all in on his production. I believe the Council Hall will still be able to outproduce these two. Don't hold me to it, but I believe it's like pretty much like having like two, maybe even closer to three. Let's see, we have a build time of 15 seconds, and over here we have a build time. So it will be able to outproduce by about 1 second. So I'm glad I was correct about that. But this man-at-arms is going to be able to run at them for a very long time, but these archers are going to be able to take out the opposing archers, which is going to be very, very tough for them to deal with. But DeMu being able to stream in more and more men-at-arms is going to be really, really tough for these archers to deal with, especially with archers in the backline shooting them, which is usually the benefit of the English, is that the men-at-arms, while annoying and you can't really kill, there's nothing really chasing you. But so I do like this adaptation by DeMu. That's his old name, DeMu. And so that way he can kind of keep wrapping these around. I do like this. I think they're going to be able to kind of fall in line behind this troop and get a good surround. So we see a lot of small micro plays. We have LucifroN still kind of around the base. If he goes around the backhand side, he's going to get a lot of good value. And here comes the army again. Ooh, I think these are going for the stragglers. Yes, they're going to go to capture the army itself so they can't reinforce, or they realize that there's too many already over there. So LucifroN not doing what the typical English does and just mindlessly send them across the map, which is you expect out of a top 5 player. But instead, they're denying gold back here, which is nice. DeMu still has a little stockpile of gold in the back here as well. In the bank, sorry, not in the back. But these archers, these longbowmen, are absolutely deadly. The scout seeing what's up. Don't know why the man-at-arms are taking this journey as well. But yeah, going into the backhand side, we have 9 and 6, and we still have constant production coming out. We have a stable coming out as well, which is this is the usual. So this is gonna be a very nice, well-rounded army. Honestly, everything's gonna get a little done. DeMu did find a nice little pocket over here to still get lots of wood, which is gonna be really nice. So we have 19 pure archers, and we do get another snipe, 2 more snipes. So we have 2 villager snipes coming out here, and here we go. Here comes in the army. These men-at-arms are running towards them, but they can't do much about it, and I'm sure as everyone has faced an English player, feels the pain of this constant kiting micro back and forth, and who does it even better than the pros? They're kind of rinsing down these men-at-arms, which is super, super frustrating to deal with. These are very expensive, but they're just essentially meat shields. But LucifroN now going for these archers in the back, but with that, it does mean that these men-at-arms are able to catch up. And it looks like this army is going to be able to be cleaned up, which is going to be very, very nice for DeMu. That's a big, big pickup. That's about half of his army just absolutely eliminated. And now we have 2 archers in the back, and we only have, for production over here, we have the farm transition going down, and just this council hall. So that's the only thing we have. And now horsemen are on the map. So we have horsemen, we have archers, we have men-at-arms, and they're all being produced. I do love this strategy here for DeMu, and I'm going to be moving back to the minute 1 per minute just so I can get a very clear understanding when I look up. But this army is going to be able to clear out anything that LucifroN is able to produce, even this massive ball of archers. We finally have the barracks going back down. Going to be needing to get some spearmen to deal with these horsemen. Now let's see if DeMu decides to go on the aggressive. He can always fall back at this point and go into a castle age. LucifroN sitting with absolutely no gold at the moment, so not thinking about castle at all. Gathering these berries as well. And here they go. They're going to be getting some spearmen going forward over here. to provide that front line, but only 2 so far in production. And we have a much larger force over here for DeMu. We have about a 3 army lead as well. LucifroN passing the relic, which I don't think he'll ever see this game because he's definitely not going. He's just going all in for this at this point. As you can see, fully in on just food and wood. That's all you really need. And we have an engage going up here. This horse, as you can see, does not take any damage. This army is looking very, very menacing. And DeMu now pushing up, feeling confident enough to go and get the gold. Here come the horses. Are we going to see the engage finally over here? It does look like we might get this engage. The horses are trying to get that surround on right now. And there they go. They're moving in onto the archers. The archers are able to fall back. I really don't love LucifroN pushing out here. I don't think he needed to push out, but at the same time, I think he was all in at this point. And now we just have these archers picking off these very, very few spearmen. And nothing can really be done about this horseman army and these men at arms. So yes, the archers are being picked off, but the second they go forward, here comes down, they're going to go down onto the spears and going to be doing lots and lots of damage. And we continue with a battle. I'm very sorry that I had to pause. My fiance encountered a bug, so I had to go and get rid of it. But we are back in battle. It is not looking good, even when I paused, for LucifroN on the defensive. The critical mass of archers has now been dwindled down to 8. We still have 7 archers for DeMu's side, 6 men at arms, and 3 horsemen. And on the back end side of this, we do see the marching drills coming in, which is just going to lead to more and more. Like, these guys are just going to start sprinting at them. And also, the HRE left alone or with a lead is never good at all. Now, LucifroN did try to put on the pressure early on, but I love this adaptation for these two archery rages for DeMu. They came out. Usually it's a stable, instant stable counter, but without seeing the stable, LucifroN decided to go all in on archers, and that's when the switch was made, and that's what made this so effective. And now DeMu has full reign on the English base and just raid whatever and however he chooses to. And now there's going to be tons and tons of idle time going down. I love this play. Now getting on the offensive for DeMu, and on the backhand side, you can see where are these bad boys going. They're going to get the deer. So with this, now the HRE player gets to scale very happily into the sunset, and LucifroN is playing on the defense as the English player, which is totally fine, but losing that critical mass of archers, now they're not nearly as scary or can one-shot anything in this army, which is what makes the English Longbowmen so effective in the early ages. If that goes out the window, it's going to be really, really rough. And as you can see, these horsemen are playing a great tank, just being able to dive, cause lots of idle time, and do even more damage to the English economy. Now, DeMu has passed LucifroN with 3 villagers kills at this point, and with these archer mass, they can actually just do a lot of damage. I will say it's incredible how good the English are within their range network of castles, able to really, really fire at tremendous speeds over to this army, even though this army is getting quite large. I would not be surprised if we saw rams coming out for DeMu, but he is floating about 500 gold, so I wouldn't be surprised actually if he goes castle age at this point. So doing tons and tons of damage. Finally, the horsemen are able to get the surround. Here come the men at arms with the increased movement speed, and they are now into the inside into this army. Now, okay, yes, you did kill all those archers on the back end side, but now we have men at arms, HRE men at arms diving the English town center. One of the only civilizations that can actually pull this off early on. As you can see, the turret is going bananas though. The English town center is still so good at defending, and even that crazy of an army, it's still able to come out on top, which is absolutely insane. And going forward, as you can see, LucifroN is really good with this micro, honestly, able to pull back. But once this Regnance Cathedral goes down, I think it's going to be GG's. I wouldn't be surprised if LucifroN dips out shortly after that, because even though they were able to take out that army, the English economy is in shambles back here. It's doing well, but not nearly as well as, look at that farm economy. Look in comparison. We have, yes, exactly. DeMu has done a full farm transition over here, has deer going on as well. This castle age is here. we're going to have knights coming out into the field, and that's going to be really, really tough. And there's the Catchlights ding. We're going to get this relic, and as I swear I didn't watch the whole thing, but it's just one of those things. You know as an English player, the second that you hear that ding and you're not in a good position, it's going to go very, very poorly for you. And he knew that Regnus Ethereal was probably coming out. And once they get those relics, it's going to be GG. And I think you could see, I think a knight was going to be made coming out here. We don't get to see it at the end there. But GG's, that is exactly the type of innovative gameplay that you like to see from the pros. DeMu knew what's going to be coming his way once he saw that Council Hall, and decided that he was going to combat it with a very unique way, which the HRE doesn't usually do, which is archers be archers, but with a sprinkle of men-at-arms so it could actually have some tanks in there. If you guys did enjoy, and you have been enjoying the casting, please do subscribe and drop a like on this video. It helps me out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you joined. I don't even know what you would call that, but if you support the channel by subscribing. So anyways, guys, hope you have a great night.